Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have started a brand new series called Foundation Friday. I feel like it needs a jingle for some reason because I think this is going to be like a thing. This is going to be like a staple on my channel. I love foundations. I don't know about you, but every single time I walk into any kind of makeup store, the first place I want to go to is to check out what new foundations they have. I have oily skin, although I feel like it's more like combination skin. I have oily skin. So what my goal is to dedicate every Friday on my channel to trying out new foundations. I want to test drugstore foundations, high-end foundations, and everything in between to try find foundations that work for my skin type. Of course, there will be foundations that don't work for my skin type, but they might be great for you if you have drier skin or a different skin type to me. But if you are like oily or combination or just interested in foundations are your thing, then I think that you are going to enjoy this series. But without further ado, we're going to jump straight into it. So right now I'm starting with my primer. I have just washed my face and moisturized it. I have nothing on other than that. I filmed all day yesterday. I filmed like 10 bajillion videos. 10 bajillion? Yeah. I feel like I woke up this morning and even though I had like a really bad breakout last week and I have all the scarring and everything, my texture seems so much smoother. So I'm keen to do a skincare video pretty soon to tell you what I've been doing to deal with all my breakouts and whatever. But for foundation today, I am going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation because it is my favorite foundation of all time. Now I used to use 2 pumps of this when I first started, but I realized since my skin has gotten a little bit better that I've only used 1 pump. I know that you only need 1 pump, but I was always so scared to get like super oily skin through the day. So I used 2 pumps before, but if you have this foundation, if you have this primer, you know that 1 pump is enough. Goes on like a moisturizer. It disappears. Today's Foundation Friday is testing out the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. Now Becca was kind enough to send me these foundations. They sent me 2 colors or 3 colors. Let's see. I have 3 colors. So I have the foundations in Mink, Sienna, and Sandalwood. So I've never tested these foundations out before, so I'm super excited to do that. It's meant to be like a super full coverage foundation. It says in the back, foundation refined, ultimate coverage in a surprisingly weightless and breathable cream, a perfectly balanced distribution of pigment and water at uniquely high concentrations allows the formula to adapt to all skin types. Super interesting. Lightweight and oil-free, it creates a second skin. And then it says 21% pigment ensures that uneven texture, redness, hyperpigmentation, and other imperfections are completely concealed. And then it says 22% water adds hydration and an elastic finish to prevent pigments from setting into lines, which always happens right here. So this will be an interesting test to see if this settles in there, even though I don't know if you can avoid that. I'm using 1 pump of foundation. Come on. So taking this out the bottle, we're going to swatch all 3 of them. And actually I think the best place is going to swatch them on my chest, so let me get naked real quick. So this is what the packaging looks like. It has this really cool matte packaging. It looks like super luxury, super creamy. Wow. So that's Sandalwood and Sienna so far, and then this third one is the shade Mink. So we have Sandalwood, which I guess is a little bit dark, and then we have Sienna and Mink. Now, I think my right color is going to be between Sienna and Mink. I am going to try Mink because Sienna seems a little bit more of like a pinky red undertone. Okay, so I'm going to swatch it on my chest because this is what Jackie Aina says you should do and what Jackie says goes. It doesn't look like my color at all. See, I feel like my chest is not the same color as my face. Okay, and now I'm going to swatch Sienna. Yeah, okay, so they're both very, very similar. I think I like the look of Mink better now that I've blended it out. So let's get started with the color Mink. I am going to be using a lot of products that I use on a regular basis in terms of concealer, translucent powder, all of that, because I really do want to see how this works with the products that are already in my routine. So it says this is meant to be one pump, which I'm like kind of in disbelief because nothing besides like the Huda Beauty is like a one pump wonder. So I'm going to get started using the Sigma curved kabuki brush, which is one of my favorite brushes of the moment. And it actually pumps quite a bit. So I'm going to try follow the instruction when they said swipe forehead, swipe cheeks, swipe chin, and then the last swipe to your nose. I definitely know that my cheeks need the most coverage, so I'm going to go straight back into that. And then I'm just going to start blending this out and we will see what happens. I feel like almost immediately it oxidizes. It happens with most foundations, if not all foundations. I have no problem with oxidation because I use like highlighter and concealer, highlighting concealers and everything, but my problem is really when it oxidizes orange. It is actually very full coverage though. Okay, I mean, I see what they mean. They don't have like false claims. Everywhere that I have coverage, it did cover pretty well. I like the consistency. I like that it kind of disappears into the skin, and I think that it looks pretty good. With one layer, I'm going to zoom in so you can see what it looks like. So you still see my imperfections coming through a little bit. I obviously am a full coverage girl, so there's not really one foundation that can just be one pump. But that's what we're looking like with just the one pump. So I'm going to add a second pump of foundation and follow the same instruction. I'm not too concerned about my forehead right now. I'm going to go over my cheeks. That's the area where I really want coverage. And then to be able to bring it down my neck. Now, funny enough, I do feel like this foundation is quite orange for me. I guess I was probably one shade lighter than this. I don't mind being slightly darker with my foundations because I do like to look pretty like bronzed and have a deeper complexion. Okay, so just so you can see the coverage, this is what it looks like with 2 layers of foundation. I didn't color correct, I didn't anything, so I think considering this is actually a very nice like everyday weightless foundation, it doesn't really feel like anything. I know the color is not perfect, so it looks like I have a little bit of a mask at the moment, but I'm going to continue highlighting, contouring, do my concealer and the rest of my routine, and then we'll come back and you guys let me know what you think. So moving on to concealer, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealers. And then for contour, I'm going to use the Sleek Makeup palette. I love the deepest shades in this for contouring. It is super creamy and very easy to blend out. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to do is set my face. Lately I've been using the Scandinavia makeup finishing spray. I have the bridal one just because like I had an extra one in my kit, but this is not the one that I was using before, but it's super good. I'm going to use this, but I spray it lightly because this is such like a good setting spray. Okay, so I'm going to do my eyes and my lips off camera, and then I'll come right back and we'll talk more about this foundation. Okay, so the time is currently 6:04. When I finished doing my foundation, I think it was 5:04 actually, creepily. So it took me an hour just to like kind of finish everything else up. And I'm just going to give you another look of this foundation and how it's holding up. Remember I mentioned about the creasing on my smile lines? I do have a little bit of creasing. I don't know a foundation that can actually prevent that. It's just because that's the way my face is. But babe, can I have 5 minutes just to record some audio, please? Okay, I am back and it is 10:02. So it's been about 5 hours since I've actually had the foundation on, and this is what it looks like. Just like I'm looking in this little mirror close to me, and as you can see, like right there, in my smile line, I do have some kind of creasing, but it's not as bad. Usually like it separates and then the foundation completely removes over there, but it's actually holding up really nicely, better than I thought. I have some areas where looking now, I didn't have as much of like coverage that I wanted to, but I don't think that it has actually faded or anything. I think that was my initial application. I'm a little bit shiny in these areas over here, like right above my brows. I know I have highlighter there as well and a little spot, but I didn't set this area here with translucent powder. I just like buffed a little bit of just like regular powder there. So overall I'm very happy with this foundation. I do have some shininess there, so I am a little bit shiny just in the usual areas, but honestly I think this is a healthy amount of shine. And if you were going about your day and this was like hour 5, I think maybe this is like a good time to touch up just a little bit, and I think by hour 8, I don't have any blotting paper right now, but I'm going to do what I would do if I was somewhere and I didn't have blotting paper, which is just to take a little tissue and to dab any excess oil that I see. And there is some because you can see it on that paper. Now that I've just dabbed it a little bit, it looks so much better. Like it looks like I just applied this foundation. So I think that this is a really great coverage foundation. I think it's like really good, probably long wear foundation as well. If I had enough energy to stay awake for long enough to show you guys what like 8 hours and 10 hours looks like, I would, but this is all you're getting today. Yeah. And naturally I lost my outro clip as well. But that is it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this foundation review, definitely give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. I'm going to start doing notification bell shout outs on my channel, so look out for that. Love you guys so much. God bless you. And remember, don't let anybody dim your glitter. Bye.